All right, I've had some requests. This is my second video on the Valeton GP-5. And one of the requests was, can you put it in the effects loop of the HX Stomp? So that's what we're gonna do. GP-5, I have cleared out a path right here, a preset. We'll make one from scratch. You have to have a TRS right here, TRS. How do you know it's TRS? TRS, 2 black rings. That means a stereo signal coming out, going into 2TS right there in the return of the HX Stomp, okay? And you come out, that's the return. Sending it's just a normal patch cable. So mono, boop, 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 just like that. But there's some things we have to do first. And I could just put like this preset that I'm on, which is just an amp and a cab, or one of their NAMM captures with the cab. I could put it in there and just put it with some other effects, and we'll try that. But I want to do some stuff first. So first of all, here's the issue. If you use like a NAMM capture, then it blocks out the amp and cab. So see, the amp and cab are there, but if you turn this on, it crosses them out. And a lot of NAMM captures don't have IRs or cabs built into them. And so you may capture your amp, but it's just the amp. And so you're like, oh, I wanna turn the cab on, but it's not letting me. You can't, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to import some IRs into here. And I want to import some IRs into here. So what I want to do is I want to turn this off. I'm going to import some IRs first. So I'm going to turn the amp on. Let's turn this on. I'm going to import an IR file. Now these are my IRs. I have the HWL ribbon tilt, the dynamic tilt, and the condensed tilt. So I'm just going to select these. I just downloaded these, airdropped them from my Mac computer. And then you select which user you want. Please select 3 because I downloaded 3. So 1, 2, 3, import. And these don't take very long, I think. It's the first time I've done it, but I've watched some videos. First one's done, second one's done, third one's done. Now we have some IRs to choose from. So I could come in here, user IR, and select my IR. Just like that to use with that amp. And we're gonna test the sounds too, but I wanna finish downloading and uploading certain things. So let's turn the cab off. Amp off, boom. We're gonna turn this on. I wanna import a Snaptone file. This is something I downloaded a capture off of the Tone 3000 website. I downloaded a few of them. Slammin' Vox, I have no idea. I've never listened to these. There's a bajillion of them. I downloaded a bunch for some reason. It's the same pack, but they're all slightly different. I think there's like 200 files, which is just insane. Also downloaded this Tone King. So I'm gonna do a Tone King. And then like 3 Slammin' Voxes, or maybe a few more. I don't know what the difference in the tone is. Let's just do these 3. Open. And where do I want to put them? Well, down here are all the files that come on the device itself. But right here you start getting empty. Boop, boop, boop. It tells me I did 3, so I want to import 3 of them. And I hear this takes a little bit longer. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we have this, my Snaptone, the one I've been using, the UK BB Clean. I haven't even gone through a lot of these, but I settled on that one. I was like, I love that tone. And yeah, we'll be able to pull up some of these other ones, but these don't have IR files in them. So I will pull up an IR in here and we'll hear how it sounds. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is use this one. Like I said, this is an amp and cab, or a NAMM capture and a cab and IR that is built in. But that's just my clean signal because there's nothing here. So we need to put in an effects loop. I have a brand new preset here. We're gonna scroll down, do an effects loop. And now we can add, let me just move this to the middle. Now we can add some compression and drive and just build a preset around it if we wanted to. That sounds pretty good. Get a reverb. Could turn these off and add some of my own from in here. I mean, that sounds cool. Okay, let's turn stuff off. Turn that off, turn that off. We had fun. Okay, now we're going to turn this off. And no, we're gonna turn that back on. Sorry. And we're gonna go get one of those slamming Voxes. Now this should just be... Yeah, it doesn't sound good. Let me turn, I forgot to turn my wet effects off. That doesn't sound good because there's no IR. So let's go get an IR. We'll put an IR after it. We can do a single, or we could blend a few IRs. Here's my ribbon IR. You could make up volume here on the IR block. Like this is 18, nope, stop that. This is negative 18 decibels, but you could bring this right up. And you can also change the IR. Which are really just different EQs. This ribbon one is the most warm. Is this still affecting things? I also wanted to say, I was so used to in the other video plugging in my phone to the GP-5 that I forgot that you don't actually have to plug it in. I have it powered with the power supply over here, and I thought I was having to plug it in. That's why. I'm sorry. You don't have to do that. It just works Bluetooth wirelessly. I knew that, but I thought I had to have it plugged in. Weird. This is just an amp with a different cab, and so I can go to the cab here, and I can change cabs. Or I can add the IR that I loaded. So let's go back and load some of these IRs. Here's the brightest one. So it's very user-friendly to get the tones you want. Let's try a different amp. Yeah, I don't really like that amp at all, so let's go to something else. Bad Cat. I mean, that's kind of cool. Let me just take the volume down a little bit. Or I can turn the noise gate on. There we go. So that's a Bad Cat with an overdrive on it. I see that now. Or overdrive channel. Here's a rock verb. Ugh. Fun stuff. Let's pick a different amp. on. Chieftain. All right, let's get back to the amp that I liked the best, and that was this. We could also add a little boost in here. All right, so there you go. I had some other suggestions for videos about how to like bake in an IR to a NAMM cab, and there's some videos out there. I started doing it and I was like, you know what, I don't have time for this. I don't really care. I would just use it like this or use the stock stuff. Maybe I will another time. So maybe that video will come soon, but not for now. I'm gonna move on to some other things. The next one is gonna be about the MIDI control. So I'll see you in that one.